you supposed to be, a clown or something?
Yes. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? I hope you're well. I know it's been some time since the 2024 Crow trailer has been released, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to make a video on it or not. One of the things that I was worried about was having some hot takes, but like, you don't have to agree with me. Nobody has to agree with me, okay? They're my opinions. You can have yours. And I also am very aware that I went into this trailer biased because I love the original Crow movie. I think it's very special, and I will get into why later. But yeah, and this video is going to be a little bit weird because it's like half of a reaction, half of like comparing and talking about different things. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's just gonna be a little bit of a weird video. So I'm gonna try and go into the second one. We're gonna watch the original Crow trailer first, and then I'm gonna go into the second one, and I'm gonna try to be as open-minded as possible. I am going to do my best, okay? Do my best. Anyway, let's get into the first Crow trailer, and I'm gonna try my best not to pause too much. I have to find a balance. I was told that I paused too much in the last trailer video. I also was told that I talked too much, so I'm gonna try and find a balance here, but I also don't want it to get blocked in certain countries or regions or whatever, because that has happened. So we're gonna find a balance. I'm working on it, sorry. I also might have to cut things up, so sorry about that. Before we even start, one thing I think is so funny is Miramax is the same company that, or production, whatever, that created the Spy Kids cinematic universe, if you will. So funny that they produced The Crow and Spy Kids. Same company. Amazing. Love that for them. All they do is create masterpieces.
People once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right.
Yes! They're so right, it is a stunning work of art.
You're all going to die. Was that gasoline I smelled?
I love that line.
Victims, aren't we all?
So many of these shots are just incredible. They're just incredible. I love the red curtain background. I just love that. Oh my gosh, the like generic red curtain background. Okay, anyway. I just love it. I just love it so much. I really do. I really do. Is that gasoline I smell? It sure is, my friend.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
Open mind. Open mind. Open mind. Also, what is this, like, Squid Game circle? Squid Game, but in pink.
You feel like my person?
I don't know if...
I feel like my person.
See, that's sweet. I don't know if I can... how much of this I can show on YouTube.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things. I shouldn't have seen any of it.
That's not good.
Julie! Julie!
Oh. Okay, that's a beautiful shot.
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. And sometimes something so bad happens that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You are more of a god.
What is YouTube's policy on blood? Because I don't know. Oh, the bone cracking sound.
But you're running out of time to save her.
Wait. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not supposed to pause. Save her? What are you saving her from? Put the what? Oh my gosh, how much are they changing this movie? Oh my gosh. Okay. Calm. Peace. Calm. Can't show that.
I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them.
He killed you.
Yeah, you did.
That was far too calm.
It's not anger. It's love.
No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
Nobody. Okay, that shot is awesome. I think that's the end of it, but wait. I actually love that a lot. I love that design. That's really cool. That's so sick. That's really cool. Thoughts? Anybody? Okay. Pause. Oh gosh, I have so many things to say. So many thoughts and so many, oh no, I'm gonna forget them all. Okay, before, like, ooh, how much are they changing this story? What do you mean running out of time to save her? What do you mean? I'm confused. I am so confused. I'm bewildered. Bewildered, if you will. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna get this, like up about it, but goodness gracious, what do you mean? Running out of time to save her. Save her from what? She died. She was murdered. You were murdered. I'm so befuzzled right now. I'm so confused. Okay, now I actually... See, I was, like, questioning if I should watch this movie because I was like, listen, I really love the first movie and I don't want it tainted in my mind. But now, oh, they got me. They got me good. I need to know what that means. I still have problems. Don't worry, I still have problems. But they really, like, I'm curious. What do you mean you're running out of time to save her? She's dead. She was murdered. Are you bringing her back? Okay. Listen, the Crow movie is incredible. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It really is. And that is, like, the aesthetic of it is incredible. I love it. I've kind of gotten sick of calling things aesthetic because I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like TikTok has tainted the word for some reason. I don't know, maybe I just blame everything on TikTok, but I just love the look of it, you know. And one thing that I really love, so The Crow is based on a comic book, and I think that the original Crow shows that, but not in like a really explicit, blatant, like in your face type way, you know. Like there are, you know, the opening shot of the city on fire is so awesome. And I haven't read the Crow comic yet. I will as soon as my local comic book shop restocks it. Anyway, so I don't know if that's like an establishing shot in the comic book, but it looks like it could be. And I love that. I think that's so cool. I can picture it as a comic book, as like a shot in a comic book. And that's one thing that I love about the original Crow. But that being said, while this movie is not as stylized in that way, there are some really beautiful shots in it, like the one of them like in the water, you know, reaching out. You know what's funny is I wrote like a scene in a story with that exact shot. Well, not that exact shot, but a very similar one. Anyway, not trying to take credit, but like credit me. But anyway, so there are some really cool shots, and like the shot, what I'm assuming is like the afterlife with all of the crows and stuff in the grass and the water and all of that. That looks really cool. Let's talk about Eric Draven's design, shall we? Listen, I know the Suicide Squad Joker comment has been made a million times. I made it. I made that comment, okay? I sent a screenshot to my friend and I was like, literally Suicide Squad Joker, what are they doing? And you know what? I have thoughts, okay? I have thoughts. The thing about the Suicide Squad Joker is that they try too hard to make him edgy. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is. You know, with his ha 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 tattoos and the damaged forehead tattoo, which I cannot get over. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But that's the problem with the Suicide Squad Joker, in my opinion. Anyway, that's the same problem that I have, like, here, is that it really seems like they're trying to make him overly edgy, like, with all of the tattoos and stuff, and, like, I love tattoos, okay? I do not like that one that's on his chest where it's like a face and there's the eye is his nipple. Hate that. Sorry, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't like it. Personally, makes me violently uncomfortable. Anyway, I don't think people are overly edgy for getting tattoos. It's just that I think that there was something so effortless about Brandon Lee's Eric Draven, and there's something really forced with the 2024 Eric Draven, Bill Skarsgård. Skarsgård? I'm so sorry. There's something, and it's nothing against him. He's a good actor. He did great as Pennywise. That's the only thing that I can think of that I've seen him in.
Hey guys, are you ready to beat the shit out of me?
It's nothing against him. It's just the design. You know, even the delivery of the lines. And now here's the thing. There are some trailers that don't do the movie justice at all. And I actually remember the first time I watched the Crow trailer, which I watched after I watched the movie, just out of curiosity, and I was like, wow, that doesn't do it any justice at all. And while I think it's better than I remembered, and it wasn't bad, it's just like, oh my gosh, the movie is so good, this doesn't do it justice. There are some movie trailers that just don't do the movie justice. I think a good example of that, and kind of the only thing I can think of right now, is the movie Perfect Sisters, which is a good movie, but the trailer doesn't do it any justice. It looks, in my opinion, it made the acting look bad, it made the storyline look kind of not great, even though, like, I didn't know when I saw it because I was a kid, the trailer at least, I didn't know it was based on a true story, which is very sad, but it kind of made it look like low budget almost, and it's not. It's a good movie. The acting is good, the story is very sad, but it's, you know, told well, and the trailer just didn't do it justice. And so it could be with this particular trailer, even though I think it looks good, and I'll get to that in a second, I'll elaborate on that in a second, I think it's possible that some of the lines could come off worse because we don't really get the context. Now, I think Shelley's lines were good. It's just Eric Draven, his lines were they sounded a little bit forced, you know?
No, I do.
That also could be because when I think of Eric Draven, I think of Brandon Lee. I do. I think he encapsulated that character perfectly. I think he did such a good job with the nuance of, or I'm not sure if nuance is the correct word, but the layered feelings of, you know, anger at what happened and wanting revenge, but doing it out of love. You know, I think he did a really good job in showing that, and maybe that's just my own bias, but I think he did a really good job. And I think his performance was so effortless as Eric Draven. So what I mean by the movie looks good is, did I say this already? Gosh, I can't remember what I've said and what I haven't said. I did say that. Anyway, it looks good, but also, what sucks is that I think this could be a really cool movie in the Crow franchise if it weren't a recreation of Eric Draven. I think that would be so cool, because they added on to Shelley's background, because we don't really get a ton of Shelley in the original Crow. We get what we need, right? We get enough to get attached to her character, and we get enough to see how in love they were, which helps us understand and really feel Eric Draven's motives, even if we don't get Shelley's background. You know, we get more motive from the gang, we get more understanding of who Shelley in this movie is, and with that, I'm sure we will get more attachment to, or I hope we'll get more attachment to her character and more understanding of Eric's, you know, motives. I need to stop saying that, but like, I hope. But they also changed it so much, you know? And I don't know what that, like, Squid Game looking group was. Like, was that a prison thing? What was that? What are we doing? Is Eric in a gang? I don't know. There was such a sweetness to the original Eric Draven and Shelley Webster's relationship. There was such a sweetness to it, you know? This movie, this new one, definitely seems like there's a little bit more sexiness to it, you know? It looks like there's gonna be more sex scenes or along those lines. That's one of the like hot takes that I was kind of worried about, was I didn't remember much of them getting to know each other, which they did show a little bit of, like when he asked like, well, what's the worst thing you've ever done? Which is just so, that's another like edgy factor, but you know what, if it's adding to her character, fine.
You feel like my bus.
There is that like getting to know each other, and I was kind of worried that it was just gonna be like a relationship but they only show like sex scenes, because that's what I could remember. There's like an implied scene between Eric Draven and Shelley in the original, but there's a lot of really sweet scenes too, like
I love you.
Say that again.
you know, that's so sweet, and I just love that, you know? And I was worried that they were gonna kind of strip that away from them, just to make it, you know, a little bit like sexier, you know? Because I feel like Hollywood has a problem with that, with, you know, just adding sex scenes wherever, you know, even when they're not needed. I feel like this video is gonna be so confusing and out of order, but I'm trying to keep it together. So I think I mentioned this, but let me get into this a little bit more. I think this could have been a really cool movie in the Crow franchise, even if it were not a recreation of Eric Draven. Eric Draven is a very special character. The Crow is a very special movie. The comic book is a very special series. I believe that wholeheartedly, and it might not seem that deep to other people. It might not seem that deep to people who know the backstory, but to me it feels very special, and I think to a lot of people it feels really special. So if you don't know, the Crow comic book series was written by James O'Barr, and he started writing it as a way to cope with the grief of losing his wife. She was killed by a drunk driver. Really, really tragic, and that's where the series came from. That's what started the series, is this grief that he felt. You know, that adds such a layer of emotion to it, knowing the emotion that goes into Shelley and Eric's relationship, knowing the love that's actually there from where it originated, if that makes sense. Knowing that is one reason why I'm so like concerned about them stripping away the emotion and replacing it with either like sex or edginess, you know? That's what is concerning to me. Another thing is the fact that Brandon Lee passed away on set. That is also extremely tragic. Adds another layer of emotion. It adds another question of why are they recreating this character? You know? I think that he encapsulated Eric Draven so well, and maybe I'm wrong, and I know that they made a TV show with Eric Draven, and I haven't watched that. I didn't even know that it existed until not too long ago. But it almost feels wrong to try and recreate him, even at all, but especially as an edgelord. You know, I don't understand why they're recreating his character other than like money, because people love his character. But you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, I feel a little bit better now, because other people are feeling like it should be Brandon Lee's legacy, and they should just leave it alone. So glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. I'm not that I thought that I was the OG in thinking that, but you know, I'm glad I feel validated in that opinion now. I feel a little bad being like, no, Bill can't play this, but like, I really think like, gosh, I don't know. I just think that, you know, when you think of Eric Draven, you think of Brandon Lee, you know? And it's so tragic what happened, and I'm talking so much, I'm sorry. I don't know, there's just so much. There's so much emotion in it. There's so much meaning to it, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that the remake can't have meaning. What I'm saying is that there is so much meaning in the original series and movie that they shouldn't have, in my opinion, they shouldn't have tried to recreate him at all. Create a new character, you know? There's multiple movies in the Crow franchise. different characters. So why couldn't they just do that? This movie could have been really cool, and I think people might accept it more, even if people are making fun of the design, which again is just what makes it worse. Is the original design is so good. What makes it worse is the original design is so good and effortless. I don't know. I just hate that it feels like the emotion of the original is being stripped away. And obviously, I cannot speak for James O'Barr. I cannot speak for Brandon Lee. I'm just speaking for myself. And let me. James O'Barr has inspired me quite a bit. He has inspired me to take something and put it into art as a way to cope. So I feel very, whether this is gosh, what's the word? Whether this is fair or not, I feel very like connected to that series and to that emotion, even though like it's his trauma, his coping, he inspired me. And so I feel very attached, whether that's, logical or not. And I think a lot of people feel very attached to that, especially when it comes to grief and things like that. There's a lot of emotion. This series is so special. This comic book series it's just so special. There are so many things. It's so, oh my gosh. I just can't even properly articulate how special it is. Okay, let's move on to something lighter. I'm also learning the solo, Eric Draven's solo. Wait, are they? Oh, they removed the fact that he's a musician. It looks like they removed the fact that he's a musician. He's a gang member instead of a musician. No, the solo. I mean, honestly, I am kind of glad that they are not gonna throw the solo in there unless it's like somewhere in there. They should, because that thing is iconic. It's so good. It's so good. Why are they remaking it? Okay, anyway, I guess my final thoughts are just like, why? I wasn't planning on watching it because I didn't want it to be like tainted in my mind, but now I think I might, because I really am curious on what they are like gonna change, because it seems like they're making a lot of changes to the story, which I don't love in the way that they're recreating Eric Draven, but I am very curious. I'm so sorry this is a mess. I really tried to put it in I tried to keep track, but it's hard. My brain is like jumbled and all of that. One thing that I was thinking is like, I'm totally gonna be eating my words if the movie comes out and it's awesome. And like I am. I still kind of am, because I was talking about stripping the emotion away, and you know what? I don't know if they've done that. Maybe, hopefully, they haven't. I still might think it's a little, sad to mess with his legacy, Brandon Lee's legacy, and to recreate something that has so much meaning to people. We'll just have to see. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully what? I don't know. Hopefully what? Alright. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this is such a mess. I'm gonna try and edit it so it makes more sense, but, you know what? I'm sorry if it doesn't. My brain is scattered. If you made it through, thanks for sticking with me. Let me know what you think about the trailer. Let me know. Do you agree that this is kind of messing with Brandon Lee's legacy a little bit? Do you agree? Let me know. Tell me your thoughts on the design as well. I'm sorry, I'm asking so much of you. Tell me your thoughts on the design, because I'm really curious if anybody actually likes the design. And if you do, tell me if it's in context with Brandon Lee's original design, or Eric Draven's original design. Final ending, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later. I hope you're doing well. Tell me your thoughts. Bye.
smirk.